Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to another tarot card investigation of a news story. The idea behind these reviews is to dig into the subconscious in order to uncover motivations, intentions, and conspiracies behind stories. As always, this is just a card reading, so don't take it too seriously. Today, we want to do a predictive uh, news story. Basically, the Electoral College for the U.S. is going through the motions right now. Basically, today is the 10th. By the 13th, they need to finalize the people that are going to represent the states so that on the 19th they can vote. And so what we want to do is we want to look into the voting process. And the reason why this is interesting is because there was a petition that was put out right after the election saying to overthrow the Electoral College process. There's been people that have been stepping forward saying that something's going to happen that's going to prevent, the expected outcome. And so Michael Moore stepped up yesterday talking about this. So here we basically want to give the cards the opportunity to give us some insight with regards to what's going to transpire with regard to the Electoral College. And the 5 questions that I have picked out here, I'll go through one at a time, try to make this fairly quick, and I'll summarize this at the very end. So for the first card, we're going to basically look into how seriously do the electors feel about their responsibility? How seriously do the electors feel about their responsibility? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, this is a little disconnected. The Queen of Swords is in the reverse position, is that feeling of an old divorcee who has bitter words and she spews on everyone. So it's as if here the cards are telling us that the electors are that old woman that is an old system that's bitter, doesn't really have anything good to say, but has lots to say. They have their opinion. They're going to say it regardless of the consequences. That's a very unemotional card, a non-emotional card. Some attributes that go with that would be overly emotional, bitchy, cold-hearted relationships, clouded vision, hard-edged, assertive, bitter old hag, intolerant, and mean. So it looks like the cards are showing that that's how they feel about their responsibility. Okay, what type of surprise might we see from the electors? What type of surprise? We're going to see the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is the card that is the unhappy family situation. It has characteristics that are associated with the misalignment of values. This is a broken home or broken marriage type of card. This has a feeling where this is the feeling that when you're in a relationship and you realize that the other person will never change. And so how does that relate to how we see, what kind of surprises we might see? We may see a disharmonious relationship. We may see a lot of people unhappy with what they're being stuck with. We may hear them speaking up about it, but not necessarily stepping away from it, as if in a situation where you stick with somebody, but you're not happy with it. 3, how will Trump fans, how will Trump fans feel about the outcome of this process through the Electoral College? We have the Death card reversed. So the Death card is the feeling, it is the principle is that of the law of non-permanence, that everything changes all the time. And when we look at it here in the reversed position, what we're going to see is, or what we get is a feeling of panic as you, let's see, as you race to protect the sandcastle from the tide. So it's the feeling that comes with that is that you've got the sandcastle that you have to protect, but you know that inevitably it's going away. This tide is going to take it away. That there's inevitable destruction coming in some form or another. Change will happen. Let's look at some of the key characteristics that go along with this card. Um, so that would be resistance to change, unable to move on, divided, stuck, no growth. So it sounds like the Trump fans may be a little bit divided on this. They may feel like what they've been working on is going away. That castle that they built may not be able to stand. Let's look into how will Hillary fans feel about the outcome. How will Hillary fans feel about the outcome? This the Five of Swords card is that you're going to do whatever you do with no regard to the consequences. Quite often, this is the angry card. Looking at the feeling of this card first, we're going to look and say that basically it's the feeling of having to win at all costs. And then the couple key characteristics that go along with this card would be that they would be looking for a solution, swallowing their pride, open to healing, past resentment, forced to revisit past conflicts. So here, actually, in this case, take back those particular statements. So this is in the upright position. It's engaging in conflict, tension, loss of or capture, defeat or conquest, even though there's a win at all cost hostility, facing up to limitations. So it comes across to me as that anger card, that they're not going to be happy with what happens. They wanted to win at all costs, and this card shows that there's a lot of anger there. There's a lot of wanting to win at all costs. What is the final outcome of the Electoral College process? What is the final outcome? Final outcome is Three of Wands reversed. The Three of Wands reversed is that feeling that your bags are packed, you bought your ticket and you're waiting to travel. It's that feeling that there's a new adventure that's happening. You're prepared for it. You're ready to go, and you're just simply waiting for it to happen now. When we look at the Three of Cards, when we look at the reversed position of that, the reversed position is that even though you're packed and you're ready to go, you may feel like you're going to the wrong place. We may feel like the ticket is the wrong ticket. We may feel like the bags were not packed properly, or we may feel like there's just something missing, that the process wasn't complete. We're not quite satisfied with what happened. Other characteristics that go along with the Three of Wands is the lack of foresight, delays, obstacles to long-term goals. So here, when I look at this, I'm seeing that the electors are detached. They're a little bit bitchy about what they have to do. What type of surprises might we see from the electors? We see it as an unhappy family situation. They don't like what they're stuck with. How will Trump fans feel about the outcome is that the death card has brought in reversed, has brought in resistance to change. And so they feel stuck with what's coming out. The Hillary fans have a mentality of wanting to win at all costs, and this would be the angry card, so they may be angry about what happens. The overall outcome of the process is that we're ready for the trip, but the bags or the ticket or something may not quite be right. That there's that feeling of anxiety that happens because you are not quite sure of the outcome, or not quite sure of the destination, or you're not quite sure of what's going to happen to you along the way. Anyway, if you like this type of reading, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Facebook newsfeed. If you feel free to share this with anybody that you think might benefit from it. Feel free to look the cards up yourself. These are classic cards, which means any of the interpretations online should align to what's going on here, and the questions are listed for you. If you have suggestions for a news story, please contact me through my website. I'll need information pertaining to the news story and or what you want to get out of the situation. And if I read that story for you, I expect that you'll share it on your social media. Thank you for your support.